Just want to thank CrokinoleGameBoards.com for sponsoring this Crokinole Happy Hour series. They're a small, family-run operation, well known for their board making, but they always want to contribute back into the Crokinole community. They love doing that, so thank you to them. Please go check them out, CrokinoleGameBoards.com. Top of the line tournament boards and accessories. If you want to get into competitive Crokinole, this is what all the top players use, are these boards right here. They run a great site, absolutely great customer service. It's just not going to get, you're not going to beat it. Very much into the Crokinole community as well. And you also got to go check out their YouTube channel. They have a treasure trove full of information, a lot of tips, skills. They go over the rules. That's Crokinole Game Boards on YouTube, so check them out as well. They also make all the boards for the World Crokinole Championship, so that's the best quality you're going to get. CrokinoleGameBoards.com, handcrafted by players for players. Tonight on the Crokinole Happy Hour, we have an absolute beast of a competitive Crokinoler. He is the 2011 World Singles Champion. He is a two-time Ncaa Tour champion, and the list of individual tournaments he's won goes on and on and on and on. He is part of one of the most dominant doubles teams that the Crokinole world has ever seen with his brother Jason. They are 8-time world champions. They are the current doubles champions, and they are the current U.S. Open doubles champion. He is also owner and operator of CrokinoleDepot.com, which is a Crokinole supply business. They have boards, discs, accessories, blogs, videos. Go check them out there. So get up, go to the fridge, grab a beer. Let's sit down and hang out with Razor Ray Beierling. All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Crokinole Happy Hour. I want to thank Mr. Ray Beierling for joining us. How we doing, Ray?
I'm good. How are you doing, Jay?
Good, man. So glad to have you on. I know amongst all this craziness, it's good to get together and discuss Crokinole with the best competitive Crokinoles in the world. So it's Happy Hour. So what did you bring to the table for us tonight?
I got little growler from a local brewery, Upper Thames in Woodstock, about half an hour away from here. It's their Ontario Pale Ale called Dead Reckoning, and I'm drinking it in my U.S. Open Crokinole mug. I got
nice, man. That's the old one. This is the one you would have got if we were going on this weekend. Actually, today would have been a day that
oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was supposed to beat you in the finals today with Magic Mike and I against you and your brother Jason. But
yeah,
I am filling this beautiful glass with this beautiful beer that ILF, Indian Ladder Farms Brewery, made for this occasion. Got the U.S. Open logo on it. It's a Crokinole Vienna Lager. And it's I already had one, spoiler alert, but it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Give you a little pour here. See how
it looks good.
It looks good. It's I like hops, but this is not really a hoppy beer. It's very malt forward, but a little sweet, and it doesn't oversweet you. It's a nice balance. But dude, cheers, and thanks for coming on tonight. So cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
And for the pipe smokers out there, this is what I'm smoking tonight. It's Seattle Pipe Club's Plum Pudding. And I'm smoking it out of my bent, rusticated billiard. So, yeah, Ray, I got to let the pipe smokers know what's going on with that as well. So,
yeah, for sure.
Nice, man. So, dude, thanks for coming on. You were well known as one of the more accomplished competitive crokinolers. How did you start playing crokinole?
It was our neighbor. She used to babysit us after school, before my parents got home. and she probably got tired of us in the winter just running around and being loud. So she just said, "Here, play Crokinole," and so we did. That's how we started, and just never quit. It was probably between 4 and 7 years old when we started, and just never let go.
Just nonstop. That you were that
Uh,
into the game. Were you playing it correctly? Like I know kids kind of like make up their own rules, but
well,
was it like
she taught us how to play. I'd say as best she knew how. And then when we started playing in tournaments, there was a couple local tournaments at like the Goddard Museum, and they had defined tournament rules, and then we adopted to those rules. But yeah, we were playing, I'd say, formally when we were young.
when was that tournament?
Oh, I would have been. I'm not sure exactly. 13, 14, 15. That time frame.
Wow.
And yeah, it I would say it went on for 4 or 5 years, and then for whatever reason they shut it down. But
So when your younger years of playing, was your community or town was a lot of people playing, or was it just like you and your brother and a couple other people?
yeah, there's a club that started up in Varna, and Varna is a small community of 80 people. So it was just a few locals, a few enthusiasts that started the club, and they had a rule that you had to be at least 16 to come out and play in their club. And I really wanted to play, but I couldn't because I was too young. I was only 13, 14, and so I got on the spare list. And one night, somebody called me up, said they couldn't make it. Could I go out? And I could, and I went. I had a great time. Everyone was welcoming, for sure, and it went well. And then from there, they realized I was serious about playing. I wasn't just, fooling around. So then the next year, they said, "Yeah, you can come out full time, no problem." So I
Nice.
was actually an underage in their club. Not that they really had a defined age. It was just they didn't want people there that weren't gonna play, right?
Right. You wanted like a serious competitive.
Well, just someone they don't have the babysitter to look after,
Right.
right? So
Was there like a league going on there? Or was there?
yeah, it was like they kept points and scores and stuff like that. And Joe Phillip won every year. There was no real contest there, but he he definitely dominated the club in play. And there was a couple of really good players, but nobody got close to Joe.
Yeah. I saw on your YouTube channel that you dedicated a video to Mr. Flub. Is it Flob?
Phillip.
Fullup, excuse me.
Yeah, no, it's all
Bad
good.
pronunciation there. Who is that guy? He seemed like a mentor towards you, or at least it seems like in Crokinole.
Yeah, so he is a retired school teacher from Exeter High School, and he's a great Crokinole player. I would say, one of the best of all time. And he was definitely a mentor of mine. He saw that I was serious, and I guess maybe I had some potential. And yeah, he showed me a few things, not too many things, but he'd sit and play all night. And from that, I learned, right? Like how to do follow through, just by watching him and then trying to emulate his shots. We went to Joseph Snyder House. Not sorry, the Cameron Heights teachers. They had a Canadian Crokinole Classic tournament. It was doubles tournament. So he took me there as his partner. We finished second one year. I think they were a little surprised because it was kind of an in-house tournament. Like it was open to anybody, but hardly anyone from the outside showed up. So we showed up, and we were, they were kind of like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And yeah, we did okay. They played by a little different rules, which we had to adapt to, but yeah, it went well. And yeah, Joe always took the time to talk to you. If you had any questions, he'd answer them. And unfortunately, his health conditions have got him away from competitive crokinole, but I know he's a champion through and through.
Do you ever get to get with him recently to play at all, or is he kind of just like not really into it right now?
Yeah, I'm kind of guilty. I haven't talked to him in well over a year now. I should. I just haven't. Yeah, I'm sure he would play if I went to visit him. He can't. He can no longer drive, but yeah, that's on me. I got to go to him, and I haven't. So that's my bad. But
Right. All right. So that's when the passion started, right? Right around that age. When it become super serious for you? When the Ncaa started?
I'd say before that, there's a Ontario Championship held in St. Jacobs every year. Joe Fulop won that 8 or 9 years in a row, and I always tagged along with him when I could. And the first year I went and won the B division. I'm not sure how old I was, maybe 15, something like that. And I opened a few eyes just because I was young and, it was an old man's game, right? So, so they, I'd say right around then, it kind of became serious. So I was going to every tournament I could, which there wasn't that many, but when there were tournaments, I'd go. And then when the World Crokinole Championship started, that really elevated things, right? There was some serious money on the line, and you wanted to win.
What was I'm sure the money was a factor, but it was more for the glory, or was it for more of the money?
No, it's definitely bragging rights, for sure. But when there's $1,000 on the line, then
$1,000 Canadian, right?
Canadian, yeah. Yeah. The game gets a little more serious now for you guys. 1,000 Canadian, that's like what, $100 or something?
No, I'm joking.
It's not a big deal, but still,
I would take that in a second.
Yeah,
and run right to the bar with it. To be honest with you, but yeah, no, that must have been kicking it into overdrive. So you have your own company too, CrokinoleDepot.com. When did that start up, and why did you start a company like that?
I think it was around 2007, something like that. I don't know. I can't even remember when it was. But my brother took business marketing in university, and he came to me one day and said, "Look, I have to do a project on starting up a business. What should I do? Do you have any ideas for starting a business?" I'm like, "Well, how about crokinole? We like crokinole. Let's you do your business pitch on crokinole." And so he said, "No, it's silly," or whatever. But he ended up doing it. And from there, we kind of looked at, well, yeah, why don't we start a business? There's really only one other main competitor out there at the time, or two, I guess. Willard Martin, obviously, and Mr. Crokinole, guy in Stratford, not too far away from here. But nobody sold merchandise. So everyone's selling boards and discs, but there was no T-shirts, no hats. There was 4 colors of discs. So we thought, we could make a go of this, just approaching it from different angles. So that's what we did.
Nice, man. Yeah, Crokinole Depot.
Yeah, I got a shirt on here.
Look at that. Now that's the shirt. Your recent. That's your team colors, right? Or not team colors. You and your brother Jason, when you're paired up in doubles, recently have been wearing that color shirt. Has that always been the case? Have you guys always want to do like a color scheme, or?
No, we just we like the style of this shirt, so we picked it out. But yeah, we started off. We had some just matching shirts, and then we went to kind of a bowling shirt style, which was black, had our name on it. logo on the back. Then we went to a different bowling shirt. What was I don't know what you call it, turquoise blue and black, some glittery logo on the back, and then we did Crokinole Vision shirt one year with our number 20 on the back because we're both number 20.
I got a Crokinole Vision shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have worn it tonight, but I didn't. But
well, it is getting a little hot in here. Maybe here I'll take this shirt off.
What do you got underneath there?
I don't know. Oh, there's one.
There you go. There's another one.
Yeah. So that one, there you go.
This came flying, you ain't trying. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. This beer's making me hot.
Yeah. One of those got hot peppers in it.
Yeah, I need another one.
That's great. So Crokinole Depot, fill in the gap for there was there a need for. So you said there was 2 competitors in all of Ontario?
Well, major competitors. I'd say not even Ontario. I'd just say in general, right?
Okay.
So,
was it hard to find a Crokinole board when you were growing up?
Not really, because we knew Willard Martin, and he made tournament boards. So anytime I needed a board or I wanted to get one for somebody or somebody asked me, I just call him up and go get one. Wasn't too bad.
Well, he was in that.
He's local, so
right, but he was in that competitive niche too, right?
Yeah. He was building all the boards. So
okay, all right. So you got Crokinole Depot
now. So yeah, Jeremy's taken over for Willard now. So
right.
So Jeremy, great guy, great company. He makes our tournament board now, and we're actually through Crokinole and business, we've become. I'd say we've become friends. So that's a win-win, right? We work together a little bit on different projects and supplies and.
Yeah, yet you're separate companies, but you're still working together. So that's.
Yeah, we're totally separate, but we deal with each other. So.
Right. Yes. Except when you guys play each other in tournaments, right? Then you guys are not friends for that little time.
Yeah, that happens with everybody, I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2011 World Singles Champ. That was your first World Championship, correct?
Yeah, in the singles for sure. Yep.
How did that go down? How did that whole day go down for you? Were you lights out, or were you getting lucky?
I don't recall, to be honest. I'd have to look back at the stats. I've been at the World Crokinole Championship every year they've had it, so it's hard to recall one year to the next how you did earlier in the day.
It's tough when you win all these tournaments. I understand.
Well,
I have the same problem over here in Voorheesville.
Yeah, that's not quite the case, but yeah. I know in the final I got a little bit lucky. Like, it wasn't that I was shooting bad, but I got one lucky break that actually helped me win the event, and that was that my opponent maybe missed a shot that he could have made, and then that turned the match back to my favor. So
who did you play?
A little fortunate there. I was against Brian Cook.
Brian Cook. Now that's another guy that's pretty accomplished himself.
Yes, indeed. He, I would say, the time that he was playing well and at the top of his game was probably the height of my game. Not that I'm done by any means, and neither is Brian. Brian just happens to be in England right now working, yep. And that makes it hard to get to these tournaments. But that was probably the height of my career, I guess, was that time frame. I had the most sustained high place finishes. So, which, well, I don't know if I'm just too busy.
That's still going for you, though, isn't it? I mean, you're always it seems to me, and I check in once in a while to the NCAA. It always seems you're right up there in the mix, top four usually. Isn't that accurate to say?
Well, that's what I aim for, but yeah, top 10 for sure. Uh, the thing is, right now the depth is so deep that it's hard. It's like there's always been good players and better players than me, and there's still like now there's just more than ever, right? So it just gets harder to stay in the top four, the top five, top 10 even, just because of depth. Um, 10 years ago when the NCAA, was just getting started and getting going, there might have been, 8 to 10 players that were kind of the upper echelon. Now it's like 25, 30. So I mean, every year it's just harder and harder to stay up in the top because the depth is so great.
What makes a successful player in the NCAA, in your opinion? What attributes make a good successful player?
Well, that's a good question. I would say two things. One is consistency. So, you just can't miss. The other thing is the ability to shake off a bad shot. So if you do make a mistake or a bad shot or have a bad round, is just be able to, put it in the past right away, and get back to shooting well.
Right. Don't overcompensate the next shot or anything. Right.
Well, that or just it's a mental thing where you can't say, oh man, I'm not playing well. You got to keep that positive spin going, and keep it rolling.
Yeah, that's tough to do. I also noticed composure is probably, and that probably ties into all that too. But don't get rattled. Right. That's probably
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't a big thing. So yeah, I mean, were you rattled at all in last year in the U.S. Open in the semifinals with Magic Mike and Czech? Because I heard I wasn't watching. I was in another match, but I heard they almost took you out.
Yeah, they played awesome. That's generally how it is, right? When you lose, sometimes you play bad and it's your own mistakes or your own issues, or sometimes you just get beat by a better team. When we played Magic and Chat there, we started off strong, and I think maybe they were a little nervous, right? Like we really didn't know you guys at all, to be honest.
Right.
So we didn't know what to expect when we came to the tournament. It was a great tournament. We had a great time. As the day wore on, obviously, you're going to play the better teams. And, yeah, we ran into Magic and Chet there. And, like I said, they started off maybe a little slow, maybe nerves, maybe whatever it was. And we got up on them a little bit. And then they really turned it on, made some amazing shots, very steady and consistent. Some great 20s, some great defensive strategies. And, yeah, they had us on the ropes. And I guess my brother and I, we kind of stuck with it, played our game, and snuck it out to get into the final. So that, to me, looking back on it, that was probably – the closest match we played all day, the toughest match too. Not to take anything away from Jeremy and Andrew, we just had their number in the final, and that match obviously wasn't as close.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. When what makes I think a good player is that when you play against people like yourself and your brother and all the other guys that are a little more well known in Crokinole. Like, you can't take that into the match, right? You can't say I'm playing against Ray Beierling. I can't, that might jolt some nerves. Or if you're playing against someone that you really know that is super good. You just have to like just buckle down and just play the discs one disc at a time.
Yeah, for sure. When we especially when we went to your tournament there, we knew Andrew and Jeremy, and so we went with the intention. Like my brother and I, we talked about it. We're like, okay, well, let's go have some fun and see what these guys are all about. So we met you guys on the Friday night. Most of the club, I think, was at the brewery, cidery, and man, like what a welcome. We felt like kings. You guys treated us so nice. Every time we turned around, there's another beer on the table, and I think we had pulled pork dinner. That was fabulous. And
we were trying to get you nice and
well, that's what we were
sauced
thinking.
up.
Man, these guys are trying to take us out. Break us down a little bit. A little like my brother and I, though, we like to drink, so I didn't think that was an issue. But yeah, we had talked on the way down and beforehand. We're like, okay, we're gonna go Friday. We're just gonna take it easy because we want to be at our best. We have no idea. These guys could be amazing players. They could be weak either way. We're going far enough. We want to put in a respectable showing. And yeah, you can't take anyone lightly because as soon as you do that, you're in trouble. So one of the last tournaments I went to, I would say I relaxed a little bit in the prelims, and not a lot. I didn't play terrible, but I didn't point my way into the A pool. So, and that was, like I said, I just relaxed a little bit, and I know better. I shouldn't do that, but I did, and yeah, a couple people got a point or two here and there, and that was the difference between A pool and the B pool.
That's another thing too. I want to ask you. So you're a world champ, singles, doubles. You're 8-time world champs, right? And for doubles with your brother Jason.
Yeah.
When you go and play other people, does that put any pressure? Do you put any pressure on yourself because you're 8-time world champion and everybody's going to play you? They're going to be like, if they beat you one game in whatever preliminary round, they're going to say, I beat the world 8-time world champions, or I beat Ray Beierling. And they're going to just, run off and just tell everybody that. Does that put any pressure on you or any type of player in your shoes?
Depends on the player, probably. For my brother and I don't think it puts much pressure on us. We're always open for a challenge. If people get excited because they, got a round off us, or we each had 920s or something like that, and they're excited about it, that's great. We probably made their day. The one thing that I will say is that when you're marked, so people are gunning for you. They're like, okay, if we play those guys, that's when we want to have our best game,
right?
And that's what makes it a little more difficult, I think, to maintain a top status once you've been there a lot, because people will put forth their best effort against you every game. So
it's got to be like that because especially if people know who you are. They're like, oh, I gotta, they have to. Yeah. They have to. They're always playing their best no matter what. So when they're playing against you or whoever else, they have to be super focused, much more than they usually are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for doubles, my brother and I, we try to just play our game, like steady, consistent, don't miss, and hopefully that's enough. Most tournaments, by making your shots, not making any mistakes or few mistakes, will get you to the top half and later in the day, and then that's when you got to really, buckle down and bring your A game. But hopefully, or most of the time, just by playing steady and consistent, you can force your opponents into mistakes or let them make the mistakes, and then you capitalize.
What format do you like better? I know, I'm sure you enjoy so much playing with your brother in doubles, but what format do you like the most? Is it singles or doubles?
It's a good question. I'll go with doubles. There's more strategy in doubles, more opportunity for mistakes for both teams, yourself and the other team. Singles is great. Don't get me wrong. Both games are great, but I like the camaraderie of doubles. I like there's a little bit more trash talking, a little more social. I just for whatever reason I like the doubles better.
So the complexity of the doubles format is appealing, and you're right. With doubles, you're with a group of people. You have a partner, and it just seems like more like a communal game. That's how I feel about it myself. I love singles as well, but doubles feels like embodies what Crokinole is all about.
Yeah, it brings in more players, right? In different aspects. You see a lot more complex shots in doubles, where singles is more, for the most part, you're shooting straight, especially when you're playing up, the higher level, because guys just don't miss. So doubles, you see a lot more range of shots, a lot more complex shots, more strategy, different angles that you wouldn't normally see. So.
Right. Yeah, a lot more of those, I would think.
Yeah,
for sure. What are those signs up there above that door? You got Crokinole. What is that, alley or?
Yeah, I got Hogan's Alley up there.
Hogan's Alley. Yep.
Yeah, and 20 Lane and Crokinole Crescent. So they're street signs we had made up just for around your bar, or if you want to put them outside in front of your house. Or
nice. You got those on website?
Yeah, they're on our website. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We don't have too many left, but there's still a few available. I know we gave one to Magic there he let us stay at his I guess his beach house or lake house. I guess he calls his lake house. That was amazing of him to do that. So we left him one, and he found it right away. We tried to kind of put it up behind his wood stove there, and he found it. So that was good.
Yeah, no, that's why I kind of recognize it, because he had that out at our Cracking of the Lake tournament, our summer banquet tournament.
Oh, right on. So
that's why I recognize those. So those are cool, man. I like those for sure. Geez, 8-time doubles champions. What was and you also host you run several tournaments in the Ncaa, right? Is it 2?
Yeah, 2. The Ontario Doubles Crokinole Championship, which my brother and I host, our Crokinole Depot, along with the Varna Crokinole Club. They help out. So we have it every fall. It used to be October. Now we switched to November. We switched with Owen Sound. Just worked out better for both groups. So we switched that up. And then I belong to the London Crokinole Club. And usually in March, we have our tournament. However, this year we had to postpone. We haven't canceled it yet. We're still hanging on. We're hanging on like the COVID. So yeah, we're not letting go. If we don't have a date by December, we'll cancel it for 2020, and we'll just go back to 2021.
When did you say you're going to make the decision?
If we can't get it in in 2020. So
Okay.
yeah, if we can't get it in by December 31st, 2020, then we'll cancel it. Which, yeah, I hate to do it, but we're hanging on and hoping that we can get it in maybe the fall sometime, and then if we can't get it in by then, we'll officially cancel it and go for March again in 2021.
Okay. Yeah, we were hoping as well for us, but we just, it's too early. We couldn't do it. So what goes into, running a tournament? How do you, what goes into it?
Well, mostly like once you've done it 10 years, it's just setting up the rotation, especially doubles, picking the numbers, the pool sizes. We do typically round robin style tournaments. I know you guys did round robin in the morning to determine the seeding, and then double elimination, which was different for us, but it was great. So the biggest thing is determining the pool sizes and the format, I guess, and then after that, just putting it all together, making sure you got scorecards and pens and 20 holders and enough boards and tables.
So it's a well-oiled machine after so many years, right?
Yeah, once you have everything in place, it seems to flow from one year to the next. You always learn something you do wrong or you can do better.
Right.
So we try to remember all those things. You guys did a bang-up job. Unbelievable. Different format, like I mentioned, than what we're used to, but we always play house rules. So, like, if your rules were totally different than ours, we would have played those and not said, well, my brother and I, anyways. Okay, what are the rules? Okay, got it. And just play on, right? I know some people would be like, oh, well, that's not the official rule. Well, hey.
Yeah, it's, dude, you can't please everybody, but
yeah. So you guys had this thing called, I believe it was a volley.
Yeah.
To determine who shoots first. Now, we had never heard of this, and there's a bit of strategy to this volley as well. So it is totally random, of course, but
it's not. I mean, like, if you don't want it to be random, it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? Like, you can say, you have a game plan. You can have a game plan going in, like, okay, I'm going to go and probably cut this guy off, because you'll have to shoot at the same time. A volley, for everyone who doesn't know, is that everybody we have a countdown on our clock that says, it counts down from 5. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shoot. And everybody shoots from the shooting line towards the center, and whatever disc is closest to the center, that they have choice of either going first or taking the hammer. Now this is for doubles. That team has choice. They'll say, we want to go first or we want to go hammer. Whatever they pick, like if they say, well, we want the hammer, the other team decides who gets the hammer, who on that team who won gets the hammer. So they decide who starts first, and vice versa. But yeah, you can, no one really talks about it, but like, you could maybe try to take this guy out. It's all random. It is all random. Yeah. But like some people think that.
But when we showed up and we heard this volley rule, we were like, okay,
Yeah.
We weren't putting up a fight. We weren't complaining. We were like, oh, that's different. Okay, let's try it.
Right.
And after a few volleys, we had devised our own strategy. We kind of talked about it, and we're like, okay, well.
What was the strategy? Come on, it can't be that. It can't be that secret.
I think it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. You got another one?
Yeah. Oh man.
There you go.
There we go.
Now, you guys provide those as well, or do you guys sell those as well?
Yeah, we got those. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, we got them in white and black. Just why not, right?
I got a nice brown. I got a nice brown and yellow one when I was up there from you guys.
Okay, is that
20 years or what was it? 20 years? 15 years.
Counting, maybe?
15 and counting, yeah.
Yeah, so that was, we brought that one out for the 15 years of the WCC. And we hate putting a date on stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if we put, 2020 on it, then it's dated. But you put something like 15 and counting, it's a dual meaning. You're in the 15 and you're counting, or it's 15 years and counting. So that's where we were going with that one.
Never put dates on stuff. I mean, thank God we didn't put any dates on these cups because we are definitely using these next year.
Oh, speaking of cups.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me get another pour myself here.
Yeah, don't slow down.
No, of course not.
Looks like my jug's a little bigger than yours.
I got a whole cooler.
Oh, there we go.
I know Ray Beierling was coming, so I had to stock up, and I can't, walk away from the camera that long. So for sure, man. Yeah, yesterday it was it was April 17th. So that was the Friday where everyone comes into town and we have the meet and greet at Indian Ladder Farms Cider and Brewery. And I was thinking, man, it was around dinner time. I was talking to my wife, like, man, this time last year we would have been, going toward there. We're going to be, eating some good food, doing a whole Survivor tournament.
Yeah, that's right.
The 20 tournament, and we're meeting all our Crokinole friends. And man, I just got so bummed. And then, today too was pretty, it was pretty rough. But I went over to my, Dwight, right? We went over to his house, and it was his birthday today, so we did social distancing, but we were shooting a bunch of guns in his property, so that was that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
well, you lit it up.
Yeah, no, he was hitting he was hitting a 400-yard shot. He had a gong set up like this, piece of steel, like size of a head, and he was hitting that 400 yards away with his rifle, just bam, like it was incredible. And we had some pistols, we were shooting them, and it was a lot of fun with targets and stuff, clay pigeons, and it was
the whole works.
Yeah, but again, like I was talking to him and my buddy Justin that was there too, that plays Crokinole. I'm like, dude, this is the US Open day. And then they just sit there and they look and they shake their heads and like but there's always next year, and I hope you guys definitely come down next year. It's such a treat to play against you guys and hang out with you.
Yeah, we had such good time last year that we were definitely coming this year. Where we were signed up. I had my wife. She plays casually or socially, I guess you could say. And from the stories we told, she was like, yeah, I want to go. So we had found her a partner, and they were coming just for fun, to have a good time, get a weekend away. And we were really looking forward to it. And we were
was it to keep an eye on you though? Was it more of that?
No.
Okay.
No, they want to have a good time too, right?
Yeah. They wanted to see Albany at 2 a.m. as well.
Yeah, for sure. It was an uber good time.
That's right. It was. Yeah. It was. No, you are current, and you're still holding that U.S. Open championship. Do you tell that to the rest of your Crokinole buddies that you're U.S. Open champs?
I don't have a lot of friends per se, but no, my Crokinole buddies, if anything, they jeer. They know. Everybody knows. It's a tight community, right? So everybody kind of knows and follows what's going on, and they know who's won the last event. And generally, not much is said until the next one comes close and they have a chance of taking it away from you, right? So.
Right. Well, I would brag, like I said, my first NCAA championship that I win, I'm going to shove that in everybody's face.
Well, I don't blame
you. Everyone, even my kids. I'm like, hey, you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
Trophy.
Well, I think you guys would have. You guys have been playing well and quite a bit. I think the U.S. Open, that was. You guys would have had a good shot at it for sure.
Man, I was teamed up with Magic Mike this year, and we're not allowed to play with each other. Well, that's not true. I mean, we don't get to play with each other a lot down here because our leagues and nights, we split up the more experienced players with the people who don't play as much or,
Okay.
aren't. And, but when we do play against our, same level guys up here, we usually do very well. So,
Yeah,
and
you want, and I like that idea. We do that in the London club. It's kind of I'd say a low key, more of a recreational club, and we do different things. We play 4-player singles sometimes. We play random partners. So as you rotate around through the evening, you play with different people, and it keeps it a little lighter. It's not as competitive. If we went strictly competitive, we'd be down to 8 people coming out. So
right.
we try to keep it recreational, fun, social, and that way we keep our numbers, between 20 and 30 people coming out. So
That's great. Those are great numbers. And that's on how often do you guys meet there in London?
we meet once a month, so between September and May, just once a month. Nothing too serious. It's a lot of fun. The odd game gets a little more competitive, but for the most part, it's kind of a relaxed evening. And I know we try to keep it that way to keep people coming out and new people, make them feel welcome, and hopefully they come back. Nobody, like if somebody shows up the first night and they don't win a round, I mean, how deflating is that? You wouldn't even want to come back. So
Sure.
try to,
Is there enough interest for a competitive like beer league within the clubs around you, or is
I
it
would say
is that just the NCA? Is that just how the NCA is? If you want to play
that's
competitively, you go to the NCA.
I would say pretty much that's the NCA. Well, there's enough tournaments in the local area, within 2-3 hours drive, that you're almost one a month. Not quite, but close. And that, I think for me, that's where I get my competitive Crokinole in for sure. And the rest of the time, yeah, it's just fun. It's a night out. It's an easy evening. I would like to spend more time promoting Crokinole in maybe some local bars or microbreweries, establishments like that. Unfortunately, I just cannot find the time. My wife has a small home business. I run the day-to-day stuff for the Crokinole Depot, and then I have a full-time job on top of that. We have an 8-year-old daughter who actually, I gotta show you something here. She was busy today making up some Lego Crokinole pieces here. I'll just hold them up here so that you can see them. She made this little board here with the discs.
Oh, look at that!
And then she's got a little chair and Crokinole players, and they they sit at the table and shoot Crokinole. So
So she must be getting her full of Crokinole. She's going to come up to be a pretty decent player, wouldn't you say?
Well, I hope so. She's played 2, maybe 3 years now at the World Crokinole Championships. Yeah, she's starting to hold her own. She's not super serious yet, which I get it. She's a kid.
Right.
I want her to take it more serious, but I don't want to push her either because I'll push her right off the table.
Right.
So you know how it is. You try to get your kids to play, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to play right now." Or
oh god.
As soon as you have buddies over, they're all over the table. So
right.
So yeah, I think she'll do well. The good news is there's a lot of other Crokinole players that are in the same boat as myself that have young kids. So hopefully, as we progress and things we get a little older, our kids can all come up together and play against each other and with us. Wouldn't that be fun? You have a parent-sibling tournament if there's enough people interested.
Does she know how good her dad is in Crokinole?
I'm not.
Well, she's been going to tournaments, right? And then you're like, winning them or coming in second or,
Yeah, sometimes, but I think for the most part, she looks up to her uncle.
Oh,
uncle. Yeah, for more than me, probably. Maybe she takes me for granted. I don't know, but she gets excited when Jason does well. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah. Well, it's getting hot in here. Oh my goodness.
Is there another one? All right, let's see
so hot. So hot.
What's this one now? I haven't seen this one yet.
No, this is new.
3 Victor's game boards.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, glad you asked. They're 2 guys started a Crokinole business a few years back in New Mexico and making boards. So if you look up Peachnut, peachnut.com, I think that's their website. They make great tournament, great Crokinole boards. I wouldn't call them tournament boards, but they're fantastic board. They're really well crafted. They've designed their own posts, their own acrylic discs.
Acrylic disc?
Acrylic, yeah. They're plastic. Several different colors of them. They're just they went all out. Their ditches they made octagon boards, so let's be clear on that. Nothing wrong with that, but the ditch rails they put at 17.5 degrees, so it deflected the discs into the ditch instead of kicking them back on. They had pool felt for the ditch lining.
So there's no wax, then there's no
wax.
Okay, all right.
No, they went all out. They did a great job, and I think now, just recently, they started developing a round rail or round ditch area board. So, any listeners out there, check it out.
Yep, and yeah, do you sell any other products on your company website? Nope. Okay,
no,
you got to go right to them.
I do not. I just go right to them. I have one of their boards. I've had 2 over the years. I've passed one along, but I have one of their top end boards. They engraved our name right on the side of it. So it's a keeper. We're not letting go of this one.
How are those acrylic discs? Do they have different action?
They do. They're really difficult to get a follow through. So that's the one downside, I guess. But every disc is exactly the same. Like they weigh the same. They're the same size because they're cast in a mold. So, they did a bang up job with Crokinole boards, and they still do. Go check them out. Peachnut.com.
Peachnut. And now that's a different Canadian game, isn't it? That's a French Canadian game, right?
These guys claim it's Crokinole in French, or a different word from it. They grew up in Quebec. And now they're in New Mexico there. But when they were growing up, it was called Peachnut or Pishnut, something like that. And they just kept the name. And lo and behold, it's the same game, Crokinole. So.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a totally different game.
No, it's Crokinole. There's another game called Pitchnut.
Yeah, that's the one.
That one's different.
And that's a Canadian game as well, right?
Could be. I haven't looked into that one too much, but I know this one's Pichnootte, I believe is how it's spelled.
Okay.
So.
All right. So before you went on, we're taping this, right? I asked everybody on Facebook if I was telling them I was going to talk to you, and if they had any questions. So let me see if I got any here. We have a couple. Okay, this one's from Andrew Hutch. All right.
Know that guy.
He's a good guy. Which opponent do you fear / respect the most in singles, and what team in doubles?
Wow, he's swinging for the fences here.
Andrew
Well, there's been
Hutchinson,
an
right?
evolution. We'll start with singles, I guess. So originally it was like way back. I got to go start at the beginning. Let's say Joe Fulop. I mean, the man was deadly with his 20s. He actually he flicked a disc. I don't know how he did it. He put a spin on the disc when he shot open 20s. So it would spin. Like,
Around the center hole?
He'd put a spin on it. He'd shoot, and the disc would be spinning. I don't know if it's hard to explain, but sometimes it just at the end of a shot, it's just sitting there spinning on the convex side of the disc. So he could shoot a disc at the open 20, and it would have a spin on it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and it would seem to suck that disc into the hole. If it was just off to the right or the left, the spin would draw it in. And anyway, he just open 20s, just a machine, 20 machine. So originally, I feared him. He has health issues. He's kind of, off the competitive tour right now. So then it became Brian Cook, and Brian Cook just seemed to never miss.
Right.
Very consistent, and he never got down on himself. Like he couldn't crack him. And so then he's moved away, and now I just got to go with Justin Slater. I mean, how can you not? He's the man right now.
Nice.
So
any doubles team that you notice when you're playing?
Yeah, sure. Anyone with John Conrad.
Okay.
I mean, okay. Yeah, time out. I got it's hot. Man, it's hot in this house.
He must have been dying.
Yeah.
Beware of the grim flicker.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's Dale Henry design.
Dale Henry from
Tuscarora,
the Turtle Island, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's cool. That's a nice shirt. All right. Josh from Extra Pint Houston wants to know, being brothers with your brother Jason, is there ever tension between you as partners during matches?
No.
Okay.
No, it's more you feel bad that you let the other person down.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like when you're younger and you're brothers and you're always fighting, right? All right.
There's a bit of a gap between us, so we never really fought that much. I mean, we bickered a little bit, but no, we always got along. So.
That's awesome. It shows in your play, that's for sure. Okay, so Jeremy Tracy wants to know. He said, "Ask them both which one is better."
Of course.
So which one is better for your take?
My brother, straight up talent. My brother.
Okay. All right. Another one from Andrew. He said, "Ask them why they don't shave their heads." Why don't you shave your head?
I'm not bald.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting there. So give me 5 years. I might have to.
Okay. And who is older?
Oh, yeah. Glad you asked. Usually what I do, because we play a lot of doubles and we get this question a lot. Somebody says, "Hey, who's older?" And I say, "Who do you think?" And I'd say most of the time they say Jason's the older one, and we'll just leave it at that.
All right. Even though you are the older brother.
Potentially, yes.
We don't know that. We don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm pretty sure I am older, but ask him if you have him on.
I sure will, man. So, Ray, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us.
Wait, hold on. I got one more shirt.
Oh, do it.
Oh, don't need to see that. There we go.
What is it? You start talking so the camera picks you up there.
All right, so that says John Titanium Fingers McGee fan club.
Oh, that's from that's John Conrad, right? Titanium Fingers McGee from that guy.
That's
who
right.
did that.
Yeah. Make sure you put a link to that video so people can figure it out.
Would he appreciate that, or?
Oh, he does. He does.
Does he like being called Titanium Fingers McGee?
I don't know, but he knows the reference. And we actually, when we made these shirts, we still have a couple left, by the way, not too many, 2 or 3.
Okay.
We had one made up just for him that says John Titanium Fingers McGee Conrad. So,
nice. And you know,
we gave it to him.
You're referring to that YouTube video that the guy took what is it, a World's Finals, and he dubbed over it, and he was kind of, you know, making light of the commentary and making fun of, you know, and good fun Crokinolers, right? And then he called John Conrad Titanium Fingers McGee.
Yeah. So he was kind of mocking Crokinole a little bit. And originally we were going to complain to YouTube and take it down. However, we decided to leave it up, not complain, because 2 reasons. 1, it was funny. Like,
right.
Couldn't argue that. And 2, the guy had like maybe 1 million hits, 1 million views. So how can we not let 1 million people watch a Crokinole video?
That's right. And people are like, "Oh, what are they playing actually?" And you know, exactly. Look into that, and
yeah,
and then the game gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, views are views.
So, and you're a big part of that, man. So, thank you so much for hanging out and doing this. But
yeah, thanks for having me. Sorry about the technical difficulties to get started, but
dude, are you kidding me? It was
all worked out.
It's nothing, but CrokinoleDepot.com. That's how people can reach you, correct?
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, man. So, Razor Ray Beierling, thank you so much, man.
All right, thanks, Chase.